test drive. All right, so welcome once again. Let's quickly drive you through some of the news making the rounds this morning on several dailies. Don't forget, that's what we do here every morning, beginning from 6:30 a.m. up till 7:30 a.m. that we're going to leave the program. So, well, if you look at it, we're going to begin with the Nation newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Nation newspaper, as we can see, you must give us better results. Yes, President tells service chiefs. Also, Delta APC praises Tinubu for Mokri's ambassadorial nomination. Well, another story says a payment scheme bank unveils a travel card for tourists. Others. And brand lights up Lagos, Abuja for festive season. For Kuka, others on national identity, citizenship must rise above indigene settler divide. Kuka, others on national identity, citizenship must rise above indigene settler divide. And Tinubu launches 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem. The entertainment section of the Nation newspaper, Nasboy pleads with Tubaba to take control amid controversy. Entire Arimoro challenges guild's suspension, threatens 1 billion naira suit. I was once offered a script to sleep with a dog. Nkechi Blessing has that to say. And Funke Akindele unveils a trailer for behind-the-scenes film. Also, Femi Adebayo defends Odunlade Odekola's warlord amid online criticism. Also, Abiso Arai reflects on childhood beginnings, industrial growth or industry growth. The video reacts to Adeleke resignation from PDP amid party crisis. And in politics, Abiodun's infrastructure rebirth, you need to read further. And Judge to Youth says, rededicate yourselves to Nigeria. Yes, minister rallies monarchs against sexual, gender-based violence. And Osun 2026 party elders will guide choice of APC candidate. National leadership has that to say. And those who want to kill PDP will fail, says Turaki. And ahead 2027, or your APC to hold stakeholders summit as part of reconciliation election preparations. And for Osun 2026, Adebayo Adedamola emerges PDP Guba candidate. In the ever-exciting world of sports, La Liga, Barcelona recovered to lead Atletico de Madrid. Haaland breaks record as Manchester City edge Fulham in 9-goal thriller. It was 5-4 against Fulham. Still in the ever-exciting world of sports, AFCON 2025 Shell names Osimhen Didi Nwabali, others in 55-man provisional squad. And there's a full list of 40 African players set to miss Premier League action for AFCON 2025. And finally, in the ever-exciting world of sport, AFCON 2025 shall to roll out 28 strong Super Eagles. So that's the much you'll be able to take on the Nation. Let's move on to the Vanguard. right, so well, on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, you take a look at that particular story, alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. Also, gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers Varsity students, 14 bus passengers in Imo. Wike Fayoshe and 9 others get PDP expulsion certificates. Also, taking a look at it, Naira appreciates to 1,460 Naira per dollar in parallel market. Fubara succumbs to assembly pressure, recalls 1,000 teachers. Also, a Boeing community raises alarm over missing man banished after a particular attack after kingship dispute. Also, 3 tenants killed in Asaba land dispute buried amid tears tension. Well, lawyer demands and northern governors prioritize investment in first 2,000 days of life. Also, Adeleke will join new political party before December 13. Osun Commissioner speaks. And Senator Goje accuses Akpabio of unparliamentary conduct during plenary. Ahead 2027, opposition not ready. Atiku only contender. Daily Momodu speaks. And Adebayo emerges Osun PDP candidate. Federal government sets up $100 million equity investment scheme to support Nigerian oil companies. Federal government sets up $100 million equity investment scheme to support Nigerian oil companies. While some politicians funding terrorism in Nigeria, ex-CDS Irabo speaks. And residents slammed Cross River government as refuse takes over streets in Calabar. Kidnapped Catholic school pupils will return soon, says Ribadu. And children die in Kogi as truck conveying them to school plunges vigilantes launches fierce attack on bandits. And Niger kidnappings, church confirms 4 children caskist among victims. Niger kidnappings, church confirms 4 children of caskist among victims. Well, on the entertainment session, I was sent off 2008 Headies red carpet, so Omotola could take photos. M.I. Abaga speaks. Of course, the reckoning Didi calls Netflix a documentary shameful hit piece illegal. And Elumelu cancels annual all-white party to honor victims of I-FLIER Towers fire. The video reacts as Governor Adeleke quits PDP. The video reacts as Governor Adeleke quits PDP. Let's move on to the Daily Post. On the front page of the Daily Post newspaper, anti-terror, General Musa's nomination as Defense Minister delights Nigerians. And details of Tinubu's meeting with service chiefs emerge. The MPC-EU urged Nigerians to prioritize shared identity over ethnic divisions. In the ever-exciting world of sport, English Premier League, they were on fire. Kukurea names club he wanted to join over Chelsea. Also, please debunk false report of mass kidnapping in Imo. Still in the ever exciting world of sport, Guardiola names a team that impresses him every day. And terrorist financiers in Nigeria can't be tried in public. Reps member Benson speaks. And why can't they be tried in public? What makes them different? Well, perhaps Benson would have to answer that question. And finally, this morning on the Punch newspaper, U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity. While in the Yuletide season, local flights break 300,000 naira mark. Adeleke shuns Osho PDP primary as Adebayo emerges governorship candidate. And manpower shortfall may delay NSCDC's VIP protection rollout. And Peru presidential hopeful survives gun attack. Federal government contractors launch fresh protest over 500 billion naira debt. And drug trafficking, Nigerian accomplice jailed 37 years in South Africa. For drug trafficking, Nigerian accomplice jailed 37 years in South Africa. On the Metro Plus session, priest recounts assault by naval officers at Anambra checkpoint. Tricycle driver backs 10-year jail term for killing colleague. Tricycle driver backs 10-year jail term for killing colleague. And 5 suspects in custody for attacking Rivers corpse. Rifles recovered. Enugu man arrested for cousin's death after abuse allegation. Alright, so that's the march we'll take this morning. Let the analysis begin. It's going to begin shortly after this.
Christmas festivity is here again. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and it's time to celebrate the birth of a Savior with joy, love, and excitement. I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan invite all parents, guardians, schools, and associations to bring their children from the 5th of December 2025 for the biggest Christmas experience in the city. Come meet Santa Claus live at I-FLIER 103.3 FM as it arrives with loads of amazing prizes for your wonderful kids. And guess what? With just a token of 4,000 naira, your children get to enjoy fun games, Christmas party vibes, and chance to win fantastic gifts. We want as many kids as you can. Churches and schools can also invite a Santa Claus to their events at affordable rates. For more details, contact 0802 378 8826 or 0816 332 1445. This is the I-FLIER Christmas Party, where magic meets joy and every child shines. Don't miss it.
Alright, so welcome back. It's the Utah season, so if you have opportunity to put smile on a child's face, you can as well do that. It's going to begin on Friday, the Christmas party here. I-FLIER Christmas party is going to begin on Friday, so endeavor to be here. Bring your child. It's just a token of 4,000 naira. 5 kids you can sponsor for 20,000, and you can actually do that because it's a time of celebration. It's a time to give to as many as you can at the moment. All right, so it's still press drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM, Ibadan, the perfect choice station. Let's do it this morning. I have joining me on the show as always. I am not always on the show on Wednesday like this, but then is always here, and we get to have to do the sparring thing together again today. Good morning, Honorable. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Samson. Your appearance is a surprise anyway.
Yeah, it's just a cameo. It's a cameo appearance.
Oh, yeah. You are welcome. Yeah. And good morning, listeners. Yeah, you are welcome once again.
All right, so let's quickly get on to it. U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps, look at the story. Committees of the United States Congress on Tuesday in Washington, D.C., held a joint briefing over the ongoing kidnappings and alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The session was held at the instance of President Donald Trump, who earlier on October 31 instructed the House Appropriations Committee to investigate what he described as the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria and report their findings to the White House. Separately, the Nigerian House of Representatives will also debate the state of security in the country today. And of course, the Congress session led by House Appropriation Vice Chair and National Security Subcommittee Chairman Mario Diaz Balart. Brought together members of the House Appropriations and House Foreign Affairs Committees alongside religious freedom experts. Participants included Reps Robert Hadolt, Riley Moore, Brian Mast, Chris Smith, U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom Chair Vicky Hatzler, and Alliance Defending Freedom International's Sean Nelson, and Dr. Ebenezer Obadari of the Council on Foreign Relations. Diaz Balart began the briefing by describing global religious freedom as, in quote, both a moral obligation and an essential American interest, end of quote. He emphasized that, in quote, no one should have to fear for their safety because of how they choose to worship, end of quote. He said he is committed, in quote, to advancing policies that protect the freedom to live according to one's faith without fear of violence or retribution, end of quote. Diaz Balart noted that his FY26 funding bill addresses this commitment and added that he plans to reinforce these efforts by passing a full-year funding measure, which he noted is critical to advancing the America First agenda. Halderholt echoed the same concerns, calling the situation in Nigeria, in quote, a crisis that can't be ignored. He said, in quote, we must stand firmly with Nigerian Christian community and all persecuted believers worldwide, and I commend our collaborative efforts to provide the president with the information needed to confront this growing tragedy. Moore connected the briefing to the administration's recent redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The congressman explained, in quote, our brothers and sisters in Christ have been persecuted and slaughtered in Nigeria simply for professing their faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. In quote, he said the world will no longer turn a blind eye to the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, end of quote. Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Mast framed the violence as part of a broader campaign. He said, in quote, this is a targeted campaign of religious cleansing, he said, arguing that extremist groups aim to drive Christians out of their ancestral lands in the Middle Belt. I urged the Nigerian government to disarm these militias, return displaced families to their homes, and bring the perpetrators to justice. In his remark, House Foreign Affairs Africa Subcommittee Chairman Smith described Nigeria as the ground zero of religious violence, saying Christians and moderate Muslims face the constant threat of murder, rape, and torture. He criticized the Nigerian government for allowing perpetrators to act with complete impunity, adding, in quote, we must act quickly and decisively to save more lives. There are many more to talk about, but just to leave it at this. But you know, we're seeing this is coming to the fore again as the U.S. lawmakers and the Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity. If you look at it from different standpoints, it still persists even as we speak. Yesterday, it was still carried out. I saw a couple of clips where the bandits, so to say, or kidnappers, whichever one you want to call them, are still laying claim that they want themselves to appear in Nigeria's constitution. I don't know what they want, but perhaps maybe you tell Nigerians. You might be privy to some information I'm not.
Well. Yeah, I'm just privy to history anyway. Christian genocide is too loud and cannot be denied. No matter how you lobby, no matter the amount of money you pump on propaganda and all that. So it is too feasible and cannot be. In fact, you need to see some clips of various over now empty, occupied by the Fulanis, and the funniest part of the case is that these people are not even properly, resettled anywhere. They are now in IDP camps. Some don't get home and can never get home again. Families have been displaced, fractured, killed, and all that. And then, of course, we are claiming that we are having a nation. So, it is bad enough. So, no matter how you pay people, especially, some Christian ministers, even denying their faith, the issue is this. You see, when it comes to religious extremism, if I want another thing that cannot be denied is that, a section of the Muslims had been radicalized. In fact, they are radicals right from the onset. In fact, killing fellow Muslims from other sect. So, and you see the word Islam appearing in their organization, like ISWAP, like ISIS, and all that. So, and Saru and all those. So, they profess Allah. So, what Nigeria needs to do is to practically maintain the stand of the constitution as touching secularity. No attention should be paid to religious organizations. It should be personal, and state should not have anything to do with religion. It has to be personal, and that is what the constitution says. But of course, today, so it's a terrible thing. And going back to history, the Fulanis, they are not native. They are non-natives. They migrated into the country, especially during the time of Uthman Dan Fodio. You know that history, how they captured the 7 Hausa states. Saying that they are the band of elected by Allah. So they have to now make sure that their home is what they practice. They go to the extent of taking over of their government. Go to the extent of installing members, even their treasury. So a lot of things have happened over the time, and given that they don't have a specific land they can call their home. So what they are saying essentially is that they want land in Nigeria that can be called, that will belong to the Fulanis. So by that is what they are talking about when it comes to the constitution. So, and don't forget that the Bauchi State Governor also mentioned to us on the national television that we need to understand what Fulani means, that they are not tied to a particular nationality, that anywhere they find themselves, that is, they have the freedom to claim that. I don't know how that aligns with what we call local and international diplomacy. I don't know where the Bauchi State Governor put what we call a nation sovereignty. I don't know. So, a whole lot of things are happening, and not until when we all meet and get to redefine the country, redefine our association, we won't get it right at all. Not only that, to worsen that situation, we have a porous border that we have been unable to manage. In fact, the man that has just been nominated to become the Minister of Defense, the former CDF, expressly mentioned that we need to build up our borders, especially in the most volatile areas. It mentioned nations where they have the longest border. It will surprise you that China has up to about 22,147 kilometers of land borders, and share borders with about 40 countries of the world. Also Canada. The same thing goes with Russia. And Brazil. So, and you have built up borders, to prevent what you call incursion into the country, to maintain security and all that. But you see, over the time, Nigeria has never been thinking about that. So people just move in and out freely. And then when you are talking about security, let's narrow down to a house now. You build up your house and you don't get doors and windows. And we are now claiming that mosquito is they are finding their ways. So every day it means that you'll be buying fleet, and of course you won't escape it because there will be mosquito bites from time to time. Not until when you get doors and windows. So you see, a lot of things are happening. Not only that, there are other primary reasons we need to take care of. Like the issue of poverty, prioritizing physical infrastructure over human infrastructure. Forgetting that a human being that is not taken care of is value. Not only that, you have the issue of these child basins. Child basins had remained the livelihood. Sustained the livelihood of virtually the people in the north. So child basin that shrunk over the time from about 15,000 kilometers to about less than 1,500. So, a lot of things are happening that we need to take care of. Is to manage the situation, is to manage the situation at a regional level. See, at the federal level, if you say we are going to continue with unitary government, it means that each region, can, there will be more volatility because at regional level, you can actually narrow down, security management. If you are going to another region, it means that you have to abide with their laws and all that. So, that one can quickly take care of few things. Even if you get what you call state police. Yes, state police will work in a way, but of course it won't take care of the entire thing. So not until when we revert to regional arrangement, and of course at regional level, we take up the job of homeland security and leave the federal government to what to call, the armies and the military and all that.
Now that we're saying U.S. wants to step in, what do you think? I just want us to, because I want to go for a commercial.
Well, you see, the issue of United States coming in fact, all those things you've been hearing before, they are just the side talks. This is the real deal. It is the parliament that will recommend to Mr. Trump. And don't forget, United States is so vital to Nigeria. Up to about $3 billion of our crude oil. No other nation does. So they're so strategic to our economy. So we can't just wave them aside. So, and whoever that pays the pipers, dictate the tunes. And in diplomacy, in the Committee of Nations, the position of the United States. Even when the world is going right and they go left, the left take it in most cases. So, well, of course, there's no gainsaying the fact that, the United States is now legislating for Nigeria in that regard, and it's unfortunate. But of course, that is the situation. In the situation, the issue is this: we are running a global society, and Nigeria has become an endangered and dangerous species. And you see, that volatility has the tendency of affecting the world. Should we graduate to a position whereby Nigeria becomes unmanageable? So, any crisis in Nigeria means that there will be crisis in global market of crude oil. There will be crisis in several respects. So, and they won't want that. So, all together we need to manage it. And don't forget that United States has a pact, military pact with Nigeria. So in that regard, we can be of assistance to one another. And that is what our president ought to have, asked for. But of course, the political, buhara is always there. Our president will not want a situation whereby the North will say yes, because practically what some people in the North will say is that, okay, any serious attack on all these militants is an attack on the North. They've been saying that before. And of course, Mr. President was supportive. He's almost silent and he doesn't say anything that is, of policy statement. He has never been saying that.
Okay, let's go for this quick commercial. When we're back, the program continues. Please stick around.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, SAC 0209-462-1168, 0916-772-3240. Announcer, FSRCC.
Have you heard about Panding Hotel Relaxation and Entertainment, featuring an exquisite bar where a collection of tasteful drinks and cocktails are served? Enjoy your meals at the lounge restaurant with a menu of piping hot delicious dishes. Take advantage of the magnificent lodge for comfort, equipped with modern facilities including 24-hour power supply and Wi-Fi connection. It also has fun. Panding nightclub opens every Saturday at 11 p.m. with maximum security guarantee. Panding event and hotel place is located at number 33B, Jinarere Ishebo Alakia. Contact us via email at info@pandinghotels.com, on Instagram at Panding Hotels. Call us on 0705 44 spot.
All right, so welcome back. Let's quickly touch on other stories this morning. Adeleke Sean's Osun PDP primary as Adebayo emerges governorship candidate. Taking a look at the story, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke and other key leaders of the People's Democratic Party in the state were out earlier that one of the aspirants withdrew. The candidate that got the remaining votes is Adebayo Adedamola with 919 votes and stands elected and returned. Shortly after the exercise ended, the Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, led some lawmakers to the venue and, of course, confronted individuals still on the premises. A fracas ensued during which a man believed to be a staff member of the Independent National Electoral Commission was assaulted by a suspected hoodlum. In a video seen by the Punch, Egbedun marched into the hall where the primary had held and was engaged in a heated exchange with the INEC official before a suspected political talk struck the man. Another video showed a bus conveying several people from the venue being intercepted by a mob. The passengers were assaulted before being moved to the House of Assembly police post in Oshogbo, where they later spoke to journalists. Speaking on behalf of the group, Wakili Aderemi, a driver from Ibadan, said they were in Oshogbo for a union meeting, not to participate in any political activity. He said, "I am Wakili Aderemi. We are park managers, but the national president of NURTW came to Oyo State some weeks ago and negotiated with our governor on how we're going to return to union because we are park managers. But this morning, our bosses called us and said we should proceed to Oshogbo in our zonal office to participate in the election of our chairman. They packed all of us into the vehicle, and when we got here, we found ourselves at a hotel where PDP primary was going on. And we decided to share a few bottles of drink." He said he's now 68 years. I'm not telling lies. When we got into the bar, I took 2 bottles of a drink, and other people here too also took different brand of drink. After we're done, we left the bar and got into our vehicle where we are members of PMS. We came for a zonal meeting where we will decide the next Oyo chairman of NURTW. None of us was having party tags. 16 of us came from Oyo. We don't know anything about a party primary. I'm not a politician. But Egbedun, who spoke with journalists shortly after the incident, accused Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde of meddling in the affairs of PDP in the state. He says, in quote, "We were at the floor of the house when we received calls that some people are here from Oyo State to vote. We call it a drama. I'm a leader of the PDP and a bona fide member of the party. I used PDP ticket to win my election in 2023. So it's very strange to see videos of some people calling themselves PDP members. This is a message to Governor Seyi Makinde. If he's desperate to become president of the House of Assembly members, 5 rep members, senators, for a governor from another state to come to our stage to dictate to us, we won't take that."
Oh, well. That is politics for you. Politics and politicking. Well, you see, A day to the primaries, I think about 2 days ago, the governor of Osun State, Adeleke, resigned from the PDP. And of course, you saw his name also featuring on the ballot. Yes, of course, it has to, because one, I think to the best of my knowledge, the PDP national body has not been played out yesterday in Oshobo. So, but of course, that is our democracy. Democracy that can be literally taken for what you call demonstration of craziness. So it's all a terrible thing.
Okay. Finally, let's quickly touch on this before we open the full lines. This one, it's all about the expulsion of Wike, Fayose, and 9 others as they get their expulsion certificates. I don't know they get certificate from this. Yes, let's look at it. PDP insists on it. People's Democratic Party, PDP, yesterday in Abuja, the national chairman, Kabiru Turaki, SAN, who addressed journalists, said the decision highlighted the...
Well, yes. In fact, for the first time in the history of democracy and politics, I now see the issuance of what you call certificate of expulsion.
I never saw that before.
So I've never even read it. So, but of course, there's nothing. There's no end to whatever you are likely to see in politics, especially in Nigerian politics. But of course, we get one now. That's a precedent. So, certificate of expulsion I'm issued to Wike. Yes. What does that mean to the existence of the PDP? That is another question. Yes. As at now, we want to ask who owns the PDP. That is one question you need to ask. And what does the law say? The law says that the owners in trust for the rest member happen to be the board of trustees. Where do they domicile? In which of the two factions? So the bulk of them are right there, at the Makende's faction. So you have less of them. And out of the 17 members of National Working Committee, up to about 14 of them are still with Makinde. But, of course, come 8th of December, there will be an end to that, because that is when their term expires. Now, who takes over? That is the next question. And that will largely determine the existence of that political party and the ownership of that political party.
Seyi Makinde is the only standing governor in the Southwest.
Well, of course, that is. If not in the South, because others are neither here nor there. So you never can tell. So I told you some time ago, and of course, most of the party with big wigs in the PDP have been calling me and saying that, look, why do you say so much about the party on here? But of course, the party belongs to Nigeria. And of course, the existence of solid and viable opposition matters so much to Nigerian politics. PDP shouldn't go into extinction. Right. Otherwise, there'll be more crisis for democracy in Nigeria. So all of us should be interested. Even the party in the mainstream should be more concerned as well.
All right. Still the lines officially open. Sorry about that.
Another big English again. Good morning, my prof.
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning.
Samson, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
I think by tomorrow we hear another big English again. I think my honorable sir, my prof.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we are with you, sir.
If they want to expose somebody, it's not from the local, it's not from the world. Right from the top, this time around.
Because it's the big
That's
one. All right, thank you. Maybe it's because it's a big wig, so it has to be the big size.
Well, of course,
right?
Traditionally.
Let's take another call. Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Samson.
Yeah.
Later on, Chief Obasanjo, he used his political dexterity to dismantle that party.
All right.
And today, AD is nowhere to be found. What goes around comes around.
Okay.
I think PDP is now reaping what he has sown some years back. Okay. So there is no pity for them. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much. 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 091 6000 1033. What do you think concerning the stories that we've reeled out today, and some of them that we didn't touch but we just gave the headlines? You might actually, the party can find a permanent solution to its crisis. Thank you. That's what he said. We'll be right back.
Fifi Kids Corner Indoor Playground Christmas Grotto. Dashing through the snow. Ooh la la! Christmas is here again. Joy is calling, and it's calling your children to Fifi Kids Corner Indoor Playground. Let your children experience a world of colors, music, laughter, and unforgettable excitement. Ọdún Kérésìmesì ti wọlé dé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún múnú àwọn ọmọ wa dùn bí ìtàtẹ̀yìnwá. Fifi Kids Corner ló tẹ́ pẹpẹ Christmas Grotto fún gbádùn àwọn ọmọ wa. Wọ́n máa wo Father Christmas ṣeré pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ìṣeré ọmọdé bíi bouncy castle, swing, àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n tún máa gbẹ̀bùn lọ́wọ́ bàbá kérésì just for 5,000 naira per child, starting from 7th December till 21st December 2025, Monday to Saturday 9.
And a strong opposition, they need to sort out their internal crisis ASAP, as soon as possible, and focus on what's ahead, particularly in 2027. Thank you, Miriam. Also, Sulaiman Sharif says, good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. Congratulations to Wiki others and their family. An expulsion certificate is an additional qualification. Okay, you. I hope, it says, I hope they will update their CV. Okay, issuing an historical certificate to Wiki and others, and they will all show it to their children and the generation yet unborn, this beautiful certificate, that when they all, were planning to their country. Okay, thank you. He also said another one, he gave follow-up. It's a bold step taken by the new leadership of PDP at the national level for issues to issue certificates of expulsion to Wike and others. I said good riddance, and the PDP former chairman tolerated them so much, and they created lots of havoc. They should freely move to APC now and allow peace in PDP. They have already pledged their loyalty to President Bola Tinubu, President Tinubu APC-led government. Okay, thank you so much for your comment. We need you can keep the comment coming as well, and keep the calls coming. 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 091 6000 1033. Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning to you, ma.
Yes, sir. Ajimo Kola is my name. Calling from Yanagbala.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. PDP is now in a new reformation. So they should hold themselves in resilience. They are in the right direction. And God will give them a supplied glory in Jesus' name.
Amen. Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, 0705 500 1033 or 091 6000 1033. Honorable, you want to say something?
Well, you see, as touching PDP, in fact, there is no remedy for them other than what is happening. They need to know who is their friends and who is their enemy. They need to know who is in and who is out, not somebody who will be in and out at the same time. So if they want to move forward, and that is it. So, and that is what they are doing. So, but my fear is that they are not likely to be competitive in the next election. But of course, they can use the moment to repackage the party. And don't let me deceive you. No party dies. Some people are saying their extinction. No party. AD is still there on the paper of the. So they are, parties today have been reduced to special purpose vehicle. So anytime some people are still in need of the structure of the, because up till now they still have stronger structures in existence across Nigeria.
Do you believe
there's no single zone of a world that does not get the presence of PDP, and which makes it more viable for the next for future elections. So they might, but in 2027 I doubt if they are likely to be competitive.
Yeah. So do you agree with Dele Momodu, who said Atiku is the only opposition now?
Hello, good morning, Mr.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is my name.
Welcome, sir.
I like you. I want to talk about the PDP. You see, I wonder why one man was complaining about Governor Makinde was dictating all this or that. You both know about what is happening in National State because